Hi, Caroline here from the Irish Schoolhouse and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be asking the age-old question, can I homeschool in Ireland? Yes is the answer. That's the short answer. The long answer is yes. There is a legal requirement that we register our kids as homeschooling, but the family, constitutionally, it is the family's responsibility to educate our kids. And so, but a lot of the majority actually of the country choose to give that responsibility to the national schools, which is their prerogative and it is their job to do that. And so they are still the primary educators because they are then choosing which school to put their kids in and stuff like that. Yeah. So there is a form, which I will link below, that you need to register your child. I think it's by the age of 6. And the assessment process is pretty quick. You fill in the form that I will link below, send it off. You will get a date for an assessment. Mine was done during COVID, so I didn't have the person come out. It was a phone call. But I do believe that they're coming out to people's houses now. Just to get a sense of what you're doing, how you're doing. Realistically, I mean, people homeschool for a lot of different reasons. I think if you're homeschooling for the right reason, I wouldn't see an issue as for the assessor to say no. From what I've heard from a lot of different homeschoolers. I know it is very niche, it is very small from a lot of different homeschoolers, but and I've had that experience too. These people are extremely pro homeschool. They're for us. They just are also for the kids, and they're like an advocate for the kids too. And I do actually also think that that's an appropriate situation when someone misuses the term homeschool and says that they're homeschooling when they're not. I actually think this is actually a good thing. Everyone has their different opinions. That's just where I stand, and because I know why I'm doing it. I know that my kids are thriving, they're flying. I know that they're being educated. I know that when my kid misses a day, I usually do have the anxiety to try and catch up, so like we are moving forward. I don't have an issue with someone checking in and seeing, oh, are you actually educating your kids? Because yeah, I am. So I mean, that's what it is. Homeschooling is legal. Here's the information below. It's a quick form, send it through. I believe that they do check in every so often, but it is very hands off. We are not required to do a particular curriculum. We are not required to do state exams. We are not required to keep our kids at certain levels. So for example, my kids are all at different levels. None of them are at the grade that they should be. And so I think that that's like a pro for doing homeschool. We are not required to do Irish if you homeschool, but if you homeschool and then with the intention of returning your child to school, primary school or secondary school, then homeschooling is not a reason is not a valid reason to not have Irish. So then, for example, if you decide to homeschool now for 3 years and then you know in your mind, oh, I'm gonna send my child in 3 years time, and they're gonna have 3 to 6 years of formal education in Ireland. Then you're gonna have to choose to either 1, catch them up with Irish, or 2, know that they're gonna really struggle, going in, and that's a choice that you're making as a parent, but just to know that homeschooling is not a reason or a valid reason for an Irish exemption, and your child will have to do Irish if they return to primary or secondary education. The only other thing is, and I will make another video about it because my friend is actually going through it at the moment, how do homeschoolers go into college? Homeschoolers, there is no issue of getting into college with homeschool by homeschooling. So that shouldn't be a reason why you don't homeschool. I mean, I'm a great advocate for homeschooling. I think it's a wonderful thing. I also believe that it is a very hard thing. And I don't think everyone is suited for homeschooling, just like I don't think that every child is suited for mainstream school. And so I think we need to, it's not either or, it's like which is best, breast or bottle. I'm not of an opinion on either way. I'm fed is best. And this is the same with homeschooling versus, formal school. For us, homeschooling is the best option. I am not, and I don't think it is the best option for everyone. And so, I mean, is that controversial? I don't know. The problem is this has just been a very short video. I feel like I'm waffling on now because the question is already answered. Is it legal to homeschool in Ireland? And yes, it is.